show everything that goes wrong because we are part of the government. Let's save Nigeria so Nigeria won't die. Which way Nigeria? Which way?
Yes, Which Way Nigeria? Which Way Nigeria? That song was done by Sonny Okosun exactly 40 years ago this June. Today is the 11th day of the month of June, year 2023. And that makes it exactly 1 day short of 30 years that Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola, the one popularly called MKO, lost his life in custody of the Nigerian government under the one they referred to as maximum leader, the dark goggle leader, General Sani Abacha, who apprehended him when Moshood Kashimawo Abiola demanded that his mandate be actualized. The mandate of June 12, 1993, freely given by the Nigerian people to him across the length and breadth of Nigeria, in which he was elected president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But the then presiding president, military president Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, purportedly annulled. Annulled, yes, that was a word that entered the lexicon of the Nigerian political and governance space. That election was annulled on the 23rd of June, year 2023, by Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, and it was in the processes that led to the death of Moshood Kashimawo Abiola, the one popularly called MKO, in custody of the military. Today, 30 years short of 1 day after, we celebrate, we remember and celebrate that life. And not just that life, the life of thousands and thousands of Nigerians, unknown, unsung, but not unremembered, who lost their lives, who lost their limbs, who lost their livelihoods, who lost their loved ones in the processes of the June 12 elections, and of course attempts to reclaim that mandate. Today, the conversation is June 12, 30 years after. 30 years after. And interestingly, the president Nigeria just elected and was sworn into office just barely 2 weeks ago, branded his campaign manifesto. He branded it Renewed Hope. And the campaign manifesto of Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola was branded Hope 93. Well, is there a nexus? Of course, he was an active participant in the processes of that election, and of course the NADECO endeavors globally and even in the Nigerian space. Of course, appropriately with me in the studio this afternoon, Pendulum is the show. Of course, Solutions 93.9 FM is the station. And my name is Ayodeji Ajishokwe, presenting. That song we listen to, Which Way Nigeria. I remember the day Abiola died. It was that same day that he was to be buried. I walked on number 44 Okwebi, just a walking distance from Hope 93 campaign headquarters that was in front of their home. The home was inside Oftoyi Street, but the campaign office was on Awolowo. So I just walked down to their home. And, of course, caller was coming in. And I met this same Sonny Okosun, a grave had been dug. And Sonny Okosun was seated at the edge of that grave, playing his box guitar. And this was the song he was playing that afternoon, sir. He was playing this song, Which Way Nigeria, with his box guitar, and with tears rolling down his eyes. And of course, with thousands and thousands of Nigerians, tens of thousands, massing into that compound and around the whole of that Abiola Crescent and onto Toyin Street. And I remember the governor of Lagos State then, Brigadier General Buba Marwa, came that evening. You know, Marwa was popular And he came that evening. Of course, there were thousands of students of Unilag and all tertiary institutions. When Buba Marwa came, he was stopped at the gate. He was not allowed into Abiola's residence. And they begged him. I said, why? He said, go and change your uniform. We do not want people in khaki here. He found a way and went to one house. They provided him with mufti. He changed into mufti, bowed to the wishes of the people. And it was quite an emotive situation in Lagos. Well, appropriately in the studio this afternoon with me, live, someone that can only be described, and appropriately so, as a political activist and leading political activist and political and rights activist. He had been at it even long before June 12, but things got escalated when June 12 happened to Nigeria. Welcome with me to the studio this afternoon. If you are watching, you must have seen him. Comrade Moshood Erubami. I welcome you most warmly to the studio this afternoon, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
It is a great pleasure to having you here with me today. When I, recalled a few things about June 12, what were the things that ran through your mind?
Well, many things, like shedding unseen tears. When you remember June 12, tears shed from our eyes. But for those of us who participated in the struggle for the annulment of June 12, for its annulment, we'll be celebrating 30 years of that day in Nigeria with mixed feelings tomorrow. Mixed feelings in the sense that there are a lot of hopes that June 12 carried for Nigerians, which were not accomplished. So Hope 93, that MKO decided to use to bid farewell to poverty, to bring about genuine federalism to Nigeria, and make life better for our people, were lost, but not irretrievably.
Not irretrievably. Yes. Okay, I hear you on that.
On another level, we are happy, and we should be happy tomorrow again, that Hope 93 that we lost is not taken up by another person who was part of the cabal in the real sense of it, just like Abiola was the friend of the military. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot be totally detached from these people that have been running Nigeria. So he also decided on his own that he wanted to be president. But none of us that have come up to support him ever thought of the reincarnation of June 12. But at a stage of his campaign, when he now launched Renew Hope,
the manifesto.
Yes. On the basis of Renew Hope, we now said, come off it. This man was a leading figure in the struggle for the annulment of June 12. Watch it. Let's figure it out. It's coming 30 years after. Then he must have been the one that is destined to recoup that hope that got lost on the way through the annulment of June 12. And everything that has been happening since this campaign, despite the vicissitudes that were unleashed on him. He has no mother, nobody knows his mother. He has no father, nobody knows his father. He didn't go to school. He didn't go to primary school. but his English is better than a primary school pupil. He didn't go to secondary school, but he spoke better than our secondary school, So, everything. But we thank God that a university accepted that he attended that university, and they gave him a certificate. And he behaved to type that he is not just an accountant, he's a financial expert. So he trudged on that lane to accomplish his, his mission to be president of this country. Unknown to all of us, he won that election, despite the difficulties that were unleashed.
He encountered.
Now, from the way he has started in office now.
We'll come to that, comrade.
Okay.
Now, yes, I just wanted, to let you get that off your chest.
Yeah.
Now, let us go back a little bit in time. Who is Comrade Moshood Erubami? The people out there, they must have heard your name. Some will have seen you. Who is Comrade Moshood Erubami? Where is he? Of course, you didn't earn that reputation overnight. So let us know, the people out there, who is Comrade Moshood Erubami?
Well, Comrade Moshood Erubami is the son of a goldsmith from Abeokuta.
Egba.
Yes, my
Egba.
father was
Which part of Egba land?
Owuwa.
Wow, that's where I was born and raised.
I see. So he was the chairman of the Goldsmith Association in Abeokuta. And when Awolowo was, in politics, my father was part of, the AG.
Action
And I
group.
remember when we were young, we would go and make an AG flag,
Okay.
and be taking it around. My father and one Alhaji SL Adelekun.
Just down the way towards Lafenwa.
Yes, Agoka,
Agoka.
we're also together. So I've been developing interest in politics ever since, until I joined Afenifere. But at the time I joined Afenifere, I was also a banker.
Tell us your school days.
I started my primary school from Egba District Council, EDC, in Owutotoro, Abeokuta.
Yeah.
Later on, I went with my brother to Offa in Kwara State, where I continued my education, at the Baptist primary school, Ijagbo.
Jagbo offer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I came back again with
So
my brother because he was working with the railways and they were transferring them here and there.
okay.
I came back to Abeokuta again with him and I joined the African Church Primary School. Totoro Abeokuta, Itayalode.
Of course I know.
From there, I left for Ibadan. I joined the old school then under Akaradeo. They called the school Mutai Latu College.
Mutai Latu College.
In 1975, there was a disagreement between our proprietor and the government when they took over
Yes.
school there.
Yes.
So they transferred us to African Church Grammar School.
Okay.
So I did my GC, I did my work in 1976.
Okay.
And immediately I left. I was reading the Sketch newspaper one day and I saw advert for accounting assistant with one organization. They called that organization, anyway, I've forgotten about it. The company belongs to Chief AAA Arishekola.
Okay.
That is Aziz Alao Arishekola. They call him AA. So as the company is Alibakao company at around Gbagi there.
Okay.
From there, God smiled on Arishekola through Jembeon because we were taking our vehicle from Intra Motors. But when God smiled on him, they gave him direct distributorship. Then the company expanded. We now moved to Lister. We now formed Lister through the interaction of Akeloye and other people. And lately,
Lekan Salami.
No, Balogun,
Lekan
who was
Balogun.
the chairman in Mapode.
Yeah.
So the company expanded. The company expanded, and we named it Lister Motors. And we were taking money taking vehicle directly from Japan. From there, I came to know a friend, late Alhaji Adedokun. So that one, his brother was the chairman of Mapoden. He knew somebody in Union Bank, and they spoke about the two of us. They invited us for an interview, and I became a banker in 1977.
You moved into Union Bank?
Yes, Union Bank. In 1992, I've become a leader of the union.
That's what I really wanted to get
Yes,
into.
I became
In the bank?
Yes, a labor activist. And all that I was doing, writing press releases, publishing it in the paper, going on the radio,
I need to know.
threatening that job.
In when you were a student,
Yes.
you cannot just become an activist when you started working. What was it? I mean, why? Those traits must have been with you from as a small boy.
Yes, that's why I told you the background of my struggle with my father. You know, we were activists in school. When I was there, they know me. I attended one modern school, Olumo Commercial Secondary School, in Lafranwa, Abeokuta. So I left from there to Ibadan for that. So ever since, the unionism that I joined in Union Bank, created, the vestiges.
What are you fighting for?
We were fighting for the welfare of workers and their rights when any is infringed.
Okay.
So, my father was the chairman of the Goldsmith
Union.
Yes, but he hadn't money.
That was a union.
Yes, I could not proceed to any higher school. But as at the time that I was out of school in Ibadan, I started appearing on the television, discussing with professors and doctors.
Really?
Yes.
Before you went to the bank?
Nobody knew.
Even before you went to the bank?
Yes. Nobody knew when I left secondary school. Nobody knew that I was not a graduate then. Some people will see me and say, you resemble our...
Who took you to television? Who was your contact? They must have seen you somewhere. The conversations,
as a trade union.
Okay, in the bank.
In the bank.
Oh, yeah.
And in the union. I was in center of NSC, yes.
Yes.
So the media already know us.
You were involved with the Labour Congress then too?
Of course. As a member of Nubive.
Yes.
Then I became a member of Nubive too. The senior staff of arm of the union.
Yeah.
I was in the union at local level, at lower level in Nubive. I graduated to the senior staff. So that was how I started. And from there, my activity started threatening my job.
Okay.
That the management started hearing that one of their staff
Troublesome.
is issuing this release, issuing that, condemning this, condemning that. So I left in 1992.
Of your own volition?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I won't say of my own volition because something happened and they saw it as an opportunity.
Okay.
To deal with me. So I left.
Before they made their move.
That's why today everybody knows that I retired.
You left on a clean sheet.
Yes. And I started an NGO.
Okay.
In 1992.
How many years did you spend in back? 78 or 79?
77 to 92.
77 to 97, 77.
About 16 years.
Yeah.
So I started an NGO known as Center for Human Rights Research and Development.
Yeah.
But because of my troublesomeness, it was not possible for me to register with government. They started telling me that I cannot because of the name. That you can return to a school tomorrow, it can be this, can be that. Until I agree with the name that they thought I could use, which is Center for Human Rights and Ethics in Development.
I've said it online.
Yeah,
I've seen it online.
That was how I got into the civil society.
Civil society group.
Yes.
Which
and
was?
Immediately, as at 1992, they called and some people, Kanikawa and others were all in the heat of the struggle for democratic struggle.
Against Babangida, against the military.
Generally against the military, not Babangida. Then we now learn the concept of civil disobedience.
Okay. You have been trained.
Yes. From the knowledge of what happened in Portugal in 1974. That if you want to do this thing and make government to be aware, you must engage in civil disobedience. And our civil disobedience started from calling on the Nigerian people not to come out tomorrow. That if anybody tells you to go to work, say no. And Nigerian people agreed with us. It got to a level that if we tell anybody not to even sleep with his wife, he will not. So that was how the campaign for democracy came about. I was the vice chairman.
Who was the head? Who was the head?
Beko and something.
Beko.
Yes. In Oyo State, I was here. I was the secretary. Gbenga Osode was the chairman. In Oyo State. When Gbenga left, I became the chairman
Of Oyo State.
of Oyo State. Thereafter,
National Ample.
Beko and secretary. I later proceeded to become the national vice chairman of, the campaign for democracy, working with Beko in Lagos. And after Beko completed his tenure, I became the president, the first president of campaign for democracy, because there was a constitutional restructuring, which changed the nomenclature of the leader of the CD from chairman to president. I was the first president elected at Green Spring Hotel during that time.
Which year was that?
That was 2000.
2000.
Yes.
2000. Okay.
Dr. Frederick Fashion was our treasurer.
The OPC.
Yeah. It was in the process of that OPC was also formed. But we went into the struggle to Diano June 12 when...
Yes. Now, let us... Now, what was the... I know that the civil society groups were definitely not favorably disposed towards Abiola. It wasn't as, they couldn't have been. He was a friend of the military,
exactly.
And he was in bed with them and all of that. They didn't see him as a friend of the people. Yes. He was generous and all of that. How did civil society get involved in all of this?
Thank you very much. Nobody would have wanted the civil society to be friendly with Abiola. In fact, we were not friendly with him. Because we see him, anytime we see Abiola, we see military integrity. We see him as a friend of the military. Because from the beginning of his life, that was where he was having his resources. He did not become rich just by accident. And there was a contest in which his riches came about. So we see him as also a part of the military.
The civilian wing of the military.
Yes. But when they cheated him from becoming the chairman of the MPN, he traced his step and said, with all the spendings for this party, with all my contribution, with all my commitment, with all my sacrifices, you cannot give me ordinary chairman. Okay. He left.
He said he resigned from politics.
Yeah, exactly. But when the opportunity came to contest for the presidency, he came out again. And for us, because being Afenifere is to be in the arm of Chief Obafemi Awolowo's movement.
And he now came out to join what looked like a progressive party. From MPN,
yes.
He now joined the
SDP.
He now joined SDP.
But even at that, we were still not friendly with him. We were going around, about with our own struggle for genuine democracy in Nigeria. So he was part of the people that we thought our struggle would wash away.
Now, I want to take that up. The struggle of the civil society group will wash away.
Yes.
As the military, it was to be washed away.
Exactly.
Now, what was what was the campaign for democracy and civil society group? What were they targeting? Babangida had a transition program.
Which we did not believe in.
What then did you believe in?
We believe in democratic struggle per se.
But he was pursuing democracy.
Yes, he was, but we say he was not pursuing democracy. We said we did not believe that his transition can lead to democracy.
Okay.
You understand? Two things endear us to M.K. Abiola. One, we believe in our theory of socialism and Leninism, that there's no way that any revolution, any genuine revolution will take place without being led by one of the cabal that the revolution is targeted against. So for him to want to become president, in a dependent capitalist, state, we think it should be the one that we should use to deal with them. That is number one. Number two, we believe that if we are...
You thought he's the one that should be used to deal with them?
Yes. If we truly believe in democracy, we should believe that if anybody contests an election and he won that election, he should be given that mandate. So how can somebody now say he wants to contest, he contested and won, and you say you annul it?
That was when you became a friend of Abiola.
That was when you did not just become his friend. We now called him because he has run away then.
Oh, abroad. The CSOs now called him. All CSOs were on the umbrella of campaign for democracy. Okay.
We now call him to their cosplay.
Oh, really?
Ganifa Weme, everybody were there. See,
what are you asking him?
Something has not happened to you. You have run away.
When he came back, Abi?
Yeah, when he came back. Are you ready to fight for this thing? He said yes. He said he's ready to give it everything that is needed. We now told ourselves, if this man is ready, why can't we support him to recover his mandate?
The people's mandate?
Yes. Because you are part of the people that believe that he's not a presumed winner. He's a winner thoroughly. And what happened then never happened in Nigeria. He defeated his opponent up to his local government in Tova village, Kano. So he said we should not allow these people again to just waste this mandate. That was how the struggle started. Don't forget, we already planned to be using, civil disobedience.
Yes.
For our own campaign.
You have been using it?
Yes, before him. Because the June 12 that we started then, June 12 struggle that we started, was beyond Abiola. Because we felt at that stage we could use June 12 and Abiola as the principal to get to
where you are actually going
exactly.
Before, to entrench democracy.
Exactly. And that was how we started. At the end of the day, this man lost his wife. He was not deterred. He said that everybody should be ready to live their life.
June 4.
So,
that was
came
June
on
4,
June 8. Something also struck. Before then, he also died. He said, okay, he now left us. And that is why it's a mistake. It would be mistaken for anybody to say that they push Abiola. Those of us who did not contest that election suffered greatly, for what Abiola stood for. Many people died too.
Yes.
Many people went into detention.
You are now going to tell us some of the actions.
prisons and detention.
Some of the actions that you people took, some of the actions, we need to know what happened. I mean, I was in Lagos anyway. I was working and living in Lagos. And what I particularly remember is that Lagos was paralyzed.
Exactly.
Was paralyzed. I remember one evening I drove out. It was evening time. I drove out. My car was almost smashed up by angry people that saw me. I said, "What are you doing on the road?" Evening. So what action?
It was not Lagos alone.
It was not Lagos.
That was where you
but
were.
Yeah, that was where I was.
Uh-huh.
That was where I was.
So in other places, because of the love that we have generated for Abiola through that June 12 movement, everywhere, the Igbo land, the Hausa land, everywhere, Middle Belt. It's just that the struggle was concentrated much in the southwest. So that's why you experienced that in Lagos.
Now, what were the actions that Campaign for Democracy and other civil society organizations and those who wanted the actualization of June 12, what
Yes,
actions?
we were,
And I want to ask, was there any engagement with the military?
No. They tried to engage us.
How?
And they will, you know them, they will find someone among us that is amenable.
Okay, there were some who were amenable.
Yes. They
Who?
will invite them to be giving them information about what we are planning. For example, one day I was arrested. I was taken to Aleshiloye headquarters of the SSS.
Mm.
And I found out that when I was detained there, in fact, I was terrified. Somebody would just come open the door and look at me as if he wanted to confirm that I've run away. Mm-hmm. We closed the door again. They got a photographer who was taking my picture severally. I said, is it going to be the end today? Am I going to be killed? What is this photograph all about?
I have seen some of your photographs where you are being dragged.
Like an armed robber when I did that stuff. And I saw one of a student leader that we met together at UI. I saw him going inside to meet the director. And then after their discussion, he left. I also saw him when he was leaving. So we have just finished a meeting now with this man. How come that we are there? So in fact, he told them where we were. And when the SSS came, SSS then, he came and greeted me and shook my hand. I thought he was sending, pleasantries to me. He shook and I returned. I shook his hand and he held me. That I'm wanted. That was how I was arrested for many days. That was during the time that they were even what were they doing? That there was a football game that was going on then. When they took me at about 1 o'clock in the morning, 1 a.m. They took me. They wanted to take me to Yagaku. They took me through Mokola to UI to Bodija so that I would not know.
Exactly.
And I was watching. We turned back again. We took Secretariat back to Yagaku where they detained me. But the policemen that were put in my charge, had their minds on the ball. So they never bothered about whether I would even run away. At first I wanted to run. I said, how will I run? So I stayed there. And I was watching the ball with them. When they finished, they now told me that the instruction to arrest me came from the CNC. I started ruminating. What is CNC? Yes. What is CNC? What did I do to CNC that you order my head? It was later I now saw the letter that they wrote. And I saw Commander, so I said, okay, this is what they are saying. So that kind of,
betrayal from inside.
From inside was there.
How did you manage that? Why did you manage? Because you were holding meetings, you were planning and strategizing, and there could be someone.
In fact, those people that were being engaged to deal with us are the people who would speak louder than any of us, so that you will not believe that they are undercover. But God assisted us that all their shenanigans did not take our life. Then we engaged. CG, the Campaign for Democracy, was the first of a democratic organization in Nigeria that will be printing graffiti on the road. We'll be writing something on the road with
white colors, white paint.
We engage in graffiti writing. Then we print a lot of leaflets that will be distributing in the market, in the church, in the mosque, everywhere along the road. Of course, posters will be mounted.
Where was funding coming from?
The funding was coming from some of us. For example, most of the posters that we printed were supported by, or supplied by Ganifa Weme. He has a printing press.
Yeah.
Where he was printing his
law books.
So we were opportunity, to do that. So.
Didn't the security people know that?
Well, they might know. They might not know, but they never use it against you. You understand?
Now,
to tell you how the undercovers work, I went to Lagos one day to collect all the posters and leaflets that we use in Ibadan, and the SSS has already known. They traced me to my house, but as we were cleverer than them. I didn't take the poster and everything.
To your house.
So only my wife knew where I put it. So they came to my house and entered, about 6 of them, arrested me, arrested my wife and everybody, and said we should answer that they have information that some leaflets are here that we want to distribute tomorrow.
All these things you are doing was subversion.
This seriously. Seriously.
Were you ever charged to court?
Of course. I was charged for treason.
Treason?
Yes. Because I led this rally that took place.
You were charged for treason?
That took place from in front of the prison yard at Agodi.
Yes.
The journalists then knew that when I say we are coming out tomorrow, we are coming out. There is no threat that anybody can make.
Where were you charged? Ibadan or Lagos?
Ibadan.
You and who? It couldn't have been you alone.
I was the only one.
You were charged for treason?
Because I was the leading figure. So I heard the commissioner of police telling his people on the ground when we were organizing the rally that is the leader there. They said yes, he's here. Seize him. Seize him.
And you were the only one they seized?
Yes.
What about other people?
No, they were looking. They were looking. That's the tragedy of it.
Who represented you when you were charged for treason? Aborishade. I remember Aborishade is...
no, he was not any lawyer.
Yeah, he was not a lawyer, but he was already in his activist mode.
Exactly. We were together. So they arrested me and took me to Yaganku police station. I was detained at the German cell, the worst cell that you can think of there. Fortunately for me, because my wife was giving us food, even with Niyi Akitola.
Niyi Akitola too was arrested.
Niyi Akitola's wife is a judge.
Yeah, yes.
Of the court. She could not participate in all that. But my own wife supported us. He will bring food for us at the Yaganku.
You and Niyi Akitola.
And yes. And the president of the cell gave me back his position. I became the president of the cell.
When he heard about your exploit.
In exchange for my food.
Oh, in exchange for home cooked food.
So when my wife discovered that, he now started bringing food to me.
Double portion?
Yeah. No, not double portion. In a nylon.
Okay.
You buy mineral there and put it inside there.
All right.
So as we are discussing on the counter,
you are drinking the nylon. All right. We're going to go on this commercial break. We'll be back shortly.
When gather together for village square under the moonlight. Not be because of the moon where they shine, no. Now because it good make kinsmen then they relate together. See, it get communities where they around us. We not get small medical equipment them. We healthcare centers supposed get. But with your help, they fit get support. Oh yeah, make you become hero. We go bring change. Join hands for the Waiting We Fit Do Together initiative. Visit www.mtn.ng/WCWDT or text MTN to 421 to select one primary healthcare center where go fit receive this better support. Nomination will stop on the 17th of June 2023. Together, make we make them happen.
Mommy!
Yes, daughter?
Why is it that almost everyone in my school comes with Sumal candies and biscuits? I just want to know.
Yes, darling. It's because Sumal food is amazing and simply the best.
Yes, Mommy. Even the Sumal wafers and the chewing gum that you've always given to us are extremely delicious and captivating.
Hello, everyone. Here's your bread. Of course, it's yellow bread.
Wow!
Thanks, my dear. We always enjoy Jolly bread. For your biscuits, wafers, candies, chewing gum, and bread.
Sumal Foods, love at first bite.
Sumal Foods, love at first bite.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tunji Bakari. I've been a medical doctor for over 20 years, and sometimes I have to recommend my patients leave the country to get urgent care. But with 5G, I don't need my patients to spend enormous amounts of money to fly out. I can consult real time with experts all over the world without needing to get a visa. Even monitoring patients with heart conditions or patients that are at risk of other ailments alone at home can be done with the wearable technology 5G facilitates. Even though I'm a doctor, I keep having to convince my patients this is real, not magic. Bridge the gap with MTN 5G. It offers hyper-fast internet speeds, seamless buffering, and applications that can only be possible via its quality data capabilities. No be juju, now MTN 5G. Now available on iPhone. MTN, what are we doing today?
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go.
Do not touch that dial. You know the radio you tune to, it's your Remedy dial, 93.9 Solutions FM. Your number one Remedy dial. What's
To go. I love my fatherland. Oh yeah. I want to know. Yes, I want to know which way Nigeria is heading to.
Yes, thank you so much for staying with us. Solutions 93.9 FM is the station, and of course, Pendulum is the show this Sunday afternoon, the 11th day of June, year 2023. 1 day short of 30 years when Nigerians voted. That day, on the 12th of June, year 1993, and elected Moshood Kashimawo Abiola as president of Nigeria. Yes, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida was the military president, and on the 23rd of June, he annulled that election. And the statement issued for the annulment was issued on an unsigned piece of paper. And that through Nigeria into a chain of events from 1993 that did not end until 1999. I'm not even sure it ended till today. Yes, I have live in the studio with me a leading political and rights activist, a man who was there, who had been there before it all started, who was there when it started, and he's still very, very much as a political and rights activist. Comrade Erubami Moshood. Thank you for joining us. 30 I won't forget, I voted as St. Patrick's. I was living in Lagos, I registered it, but I came from Lagos to come and vote as St. Patrick's. In that election, option A4. Yes, you can join the conversation. I can see those people are watching us. You can join us in this conversation. Arántí June 12. Arántí Moshood Kashimawo Abiola. Arántí Moshood Kashimawo Abiola nìkan. Arántí àwọn àìmọye tí wọ́n sọ ẹ̀mí wọn nù. Tí wọ́n lose limbs wọn, tí wọ́n lose àwọn tó fẹ́ wọn, àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́. Tí wọ́n lose businesses wọn. Tí àti lost in Nigeria gan sustain. I'm not sure we're out of it yet. Our numbers tell you pé wá sí 0909 888 9939. Màá tún nọ́mbà yẹn pé 0909 888 9939. Nọ́mbà kejì 0912 222 2939. I'll repeat that number too. 0912 222 2939. June 12, 1993. 30 years, 3 decades. Ọjọ́ náà ní bí àná yìí. Ọjọ́ náà ní bí àná yìí. Ẹ ń sọ̀rọ̀ ní Akíntọ́lá Senior Advocate of Nigeria lọ.
Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé
ẹlẹ́jọ́ wà nù sẹ́ẹ̀lì ní.
Lọ́ọ̀yà ni ṣùgbọ́n at the same time.
Adájọ́ níyàwó wọn.
Activist mi fẹ́ pè lórúkọ mi criminal activist. Lọ́ọ̀yà ni ṣùgbọ́n. He was a criminal activist. Most of the things that we do underground, he had always been part of it. In fact, he was the legal advisor to my center, the Center for Human Rights. He was not then Sano.
Mm-hmm.
So when they took me from Yagaku to a court at Iwo Road, they took me there deliberately so that I will not be given bail. So,
Magistrate court do one bail.
Yes. As I was being taken there, nobody knew I would be taken to court that day. Me lead it to other lawyers. And when we got to the court was filled with lawyers of different, caliber. And when the judge came in, after the normal official knock, and he came in and saw the number of lawyers in his court.
Lawyer Pojero.
He said, Then he asked, what is happening? He said they came because Rubami is being taken to your court. He said, well, the judge said, I was foremost a lawyer before I became a judge. If all lawyers are supporting Rubami, then it must be somebody I should support too. Yes.
A magistrate
said so. And told the police, yes, array him. And they arraigned me. He asked me, guilty or not guilty? I said, I'm not guilty. He now asked them, what's the offense? They now said, in fact, they cannot talk of the offense now because they are still investigating. So they can use that one to go and, lock me up indefinitely. He now said, okay, if you are not yet finished with your investigation.
Why did you arrest him?
No problem. I agree with you that should be arrested. But I will grant him bail in self-recognizance. Because if lawyers of this caliber can be in this court, then it's not a man that can run away. I was released on bail that day.
Good.
And from that day to the end of that case, they never finished their investigation.
They never finished their investigation? Wow. The Nigerian police, they arrest and investigate. They don't investigate and arrest. I like that style. Yes, 0912-222-2939. That's the number to call. Join this conversation. Even especially, ká ní pé ekere nígbà yẹn ni o, ẹ ti dàgbà nígbà yẹn ni o, ẹni tí ẹ experience nígbà yẹn, what you heard, what you experienced, what you saw, either on the election day or during the crisis, that crisis that lasted from 1993 to 1999. Yes, the second number 0909-888-9939. Our numbers station nìyẹn studio nìyẹn. Ẹ pè wọ́n, ẹ bá a dá sí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí because now nígbà tí gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ wa dójú ẹ̀, Abiola declared himself president. Báwo nìyẹn ṣe jẹ́? How did that happen?
Ara àwọn àtìlẹ́yìn tí aráàlú ní fún náà ni.
He declared himself president. That was high treason.
Well, to the people who arrested him, but to us, is a process through which he can annul his annulled mandate. If you look at the crowds that follow him to a president,
what role did the civil society groups play in this declaration, a Ekwetedo declaration?
Our normal supportive role. That's what I said. You need to imagine the crowd that followed him, that nobody.
Hey, good afternoon, sir.
This is Mr. Taiwo from Fatusi.
Fatusi, thank you for joining the conversation. Your contribution, sir.
I really appreciate your program today. But concerning about the coming Moshood Egbami, Baba has been keeping silent since all this while. Why? Hope there is no problem. Since all this while, we haven't heard from Baba since all this while. And they're supposed to be on air so that people will hear all the story that from the 1993 election.
That's why we have him here today. And believe you me, he has not. I can speak on his behalf that he has not been keeping silent. He has not been keeping silent. He has been in the media space. He's talking here today. I know it will be somewhere on television tomorrow. In fact, a few other places.
I was somewhere yesterday.
Aha, Shengbo.
And on the 8th of June, I was on Biswes. So I've not kept quiet, and I've not been keeping quiet. It's just that the voices of the people that sees our voice is louder than our own. So that's why you have not been hearing me, like them. But I've always been there, and the media houses have also been very, very, cooperative and supportive to me. I was on Yes FM. I was on Pensioners FM. I was in BSUS. I was, on all notable radio station and television. And today I'm here. Tomorrow morning at 7:30 I will be somewhere else. Because they know that I participated genuinely and I'm a genuine activist and political, crusader.
Hello, sir. So I'm sure you are listening to us. So that is it. But apart from that, he apart from being an activist, he has sought party nomination. And that is one of the tragedies of our political space. Of course, he has been unable to win party nomination in a progressive camp because he does not have the liquidity. He has what it takes to lead. He has what it takes to govern, but he does not have the liquidity to grease palms and to shock mouths of those who purport to be political leaders in our political parties, even the labeled progressive parties.
And if I may add too, I don't want to offend the Nigerian people.
Okay, sir.
I have never been taken before the people of this country to be elected. But the gatekeepers are in the parties.
Yes.
The leaders of the party who knows who can do it better will never allow you to go where money is talking.
Money is talking on behalf of the people.
Yes. It is the party that has not given me mandate. I know very well that if I won
30 years after, that is 3 decades. And how did you see the end of that military administration?
Well, through the combination of all the arsenals of our war, which did not include gun and cutlass.
Abiola Moshood Kashimawo ended up in prison under Abacha.
Yes.
And he died.
And died there. He lost his wife. He lost his businesses. He lost all that, are embedded, that were embedded in the mandate. and the mandate itself. So it was the mandate that we have started fighting for since 1993. And we are getting, the pressure, overwhelmed the military. And they said, okay.
ẹ kúrò lẹ́sà o orúkọ yín àti ibi tẹ́ ti ń pè wá sà.
orúkọ mi ni Abiy Emuko láti Oyo Federal College of Education. I'm a student.
Oh, God bless you.
Amen, sir. Ẹ̀ka mo fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ question kan lọ́wọ́ àbá ni pé question mi fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ wọn. Kí ni reason tí Babangida sọ tí òbí gbéjọba fún Abiola? That's number one question. Number two question ni pé torí stone yẹn kò tí clear sí ìjọba mi political science ni mo ní di lókè àbákan investigate mo ní di clarification lórí issue yẹn. Number two.
Ó jẹ́ ká rí i lóòótọ́ pé ó ṣeé ṣe torí pé wọ́n ti to kinní ó ti kan Babangida Abacha rò pé òun ló yẹ kó kàn ni wọ́n ṣe gbé fún Abiola tí wọ́n bá dẹ̀ gbé fún Abiola òun ló yẹ kó wà ńbẹ̀ nígbà tó débẹ̀ Abiola rò pé nígbà tó jẹ́ pọ̀ rẹ́ kan náà ni gbogbo àwọn tẹ́ ẹ bá ríjọ́ tó lọ síbẹ̀ ó so mọ́ tí wọ́n kíra wọn tí wọ́n ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n nínú ẹ̀ lọ́hùn ó ti mọ̀ pé òun ń tàn jẹ ni so kò ní gbélẹ̀ so àìfẹ́ gbélẹ̀ yẹn gan ló lead síkú Abiola tẹ́ bá wo ìgbà tí wọ́n ṣe Commission for Peace and Reconciliation gbogbo àwọn kan tí wọ́n sọ ń bẹ̀ ó fi hàn pé ológun ò ṣe tán láti gbéjọba yẹn.
This gentleman tó pè ọmọdé ni he is student of political science then he wants to understand pé nígbà yẹn too apart from reason tí Babangida fẹ́ gbé sílẹ̀ ó láwọn Yorùbá kan wà against Ayégun Abiola ń gbà yẹn.
Àwọn Yorùbá
ó lóun fẹ́ mọ̀ wá.
ó ṣe ọmọ dáadáa àwọn Yorùbá tí wọ́n lè sọ wípé wọ́n lòdì sí kí Abiola débẹ̀ ń gbà yẹn mi rò pé wọ́n fi bẹ́ẹ̀ lórúkọ nílùú torí pé ohun tí wọ́n jẹun lọ.
wọ́n máa jẹ Nàìjíríà.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé wọn ò rí nǹkan yẹn jẹ mọ́ báyìí in fact kò tiẹ̀ sẹ́nu níbẹ̀ mọ́ báyìí tí wọ́n fẹ́ fi jẹun. so gbogbo Yorùbá kọ́ ló takò àwọn Yorùbá tó dúró ti Abiola ń gbà yẹn wọ́n ju àwọn tí ó takò lọ. that was why tó fi jẹ́ pé ní ìlú wa ń bí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ń bí ni agitation for the annulment of June 12 ló ti rinlẹ̀ jù tó dẹ̀ sì wà láti 30 ọdún sẹ́yìn. bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń gbórúkọ àwa tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí pé bá a ṣe ṣakitiyan lórí June 12 ajá ní Adámàsìgbà ni ajá ní Èkó ni ajá ní Abẹ́òkúta ni kò tí ì sí ìlú míì tó tún sì ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kẹ́ lè fi mọ̀ pé Yorùbá wà lẹ́yìn Abiola àwa ò dẹ̀ ń ṣe bí àwọn ọ̀dàlẹ̀ míì àdúró lórí òdodo ni òun ni mo ṣe máa ń sọ fún àwọn èèyàn kan tí wọ́n sọ pé wọ́n ti Abiola wọn ò ti Abiola àjọ tira wá sí ni tẹ́ ẹ bá dẹ̀ wò lónìí nísìn ìgbẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ ó ti fẹ́ máa pé wa báyìí.
Now mo fẹ́ kí elucidate lórí the Nadeco connection the Nadeco angle ṣe àyìnkú campaign for democracy ní angle tá à ń sọ yẹn àti civil society. What was the Nadeco angle to all of this?
Yes, some of us who were then in the.
Because Nadeco was in the forefront.
Àwọn olóṣèlú lórí.
Okay.
Tí wọ́n fi pè wá.
Oh, they called.
Àwọn olóṣèlú lórí.
Okay.
Tí wọ́n fi pè wá.
Oh, they called you.
Yes, nígbà tá a jẹ máa ṣe meeting yẹn ọ́fíìsì Gani Fáwẹ́hìnmí la ti ṣe torí pé a pè gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ní ẹ̀ránú wípé June 12 ya gbọ́dọ̀ gbà padà. Ọ́fíìsì ẹ̀ láti ṣe in fact first kini leaflet àti poster ta print ó ní iye thousands tí Gani Fáwẹ́hìnmí promise tó dẹ̀ deliver so kì í ṣe pé bóyá Nadeco wà ní the forefront ìgbà tá a pera wa jọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn la form Nadeco.
Okay.
ṣó ti yé yín sí
Nadeco yẹn máa jẹ́ national.
nígbà tí Nadeco dẹ̀ ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ lọ àdárúkọ CD mọ́ àdárúkọ ẹgbẹ́ Gani Fáwẹ́hìnmí mọ́ àdárúkọ individual mọ́ Nadeco because Nadeco is National Democratic Coalition.
Coalition
of all those that were interested, all the forces. So Nadeco ò dádúró pẹ̀lú wa náà lájọ wà ńbẹ̀. In fact, àwọn tó wà nínú Nadeco tí ò bá sí CD wọn ò lè ṣe ohun tí Nadeco ń ṣe. Ẹ rí i pé láàrin pé wọ́n ti ń wá wọ́n fẹ́ pa wọ́n ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn Nadeco ló sá lọ. Àwa tá a jẹ́ CD àtàwọn olóṣèlú jẹ́jẹ́ àwa la dúró. bàbá Adésànyà ó dúró gedegbe ó dúró gbangba Adébánjọ.
ó dẹ̀ pé manifesto ẹ̀ ní farewell to poverty. òun náà dẹ̀ wà involved. ṣé ó mú wa rántí ni pé láti ibẹ̀ yẹn láti máa tẹ̀sọ́. What is it about? What is the nexus between Hope 93, which is farewell to poverty, and Hope Renewed of the àbí ó kàn fẹ́ jọ ṣe bí ẹni jọra wọn ni.
tí a bá fẹ́ sọ òótọ́ to say the truth ìjọba Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu reincarnation Hope 93 ni.
Reincarnation.
Yes torí pé ńgbà tá à ń ṣe kinní yìí Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu náà wà nínú àwọn ọlọ̀tẹ̀ tó ṣiṣẹ́ against military tọrọ ọlọ̀tẹ̀ náà ń pè wọ́n.
ọ̀rọ̀ ìgbà tẹ́lẹ̀ ọlọ̀tẹ̀ àyà mi kọjá.
ọlọ̀tẹ̀ ni gbogbo wọn gbà yẹn ó wà nínú àwọn ọlọ̀tẹ̀ tó ṣiṣẹ́ against military gbogbo ọ̀nà náà dẹ̀ fi ṣe nígbà tí wọ́n dá broad ibẹ̀ náà ti dá Freedom Radio sílẹ̀ nígbà tí Kudirat Abiola wọ́n sọ ní Radio Kudirat gbogbo àwọn Fáyẹmí and others àti Sulaiman gbogbo wọn wà ní abroad gbà yẹn ṣùgbọ́n àwọn bàbá Adésànyà wà ń bí tí wọ́n ń lead wa pẹ̀lú bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ra Sankuti àti àwọn others bẹ́ẹ̀ bàbá gbà ṣùgbọ́n èyí tó yàyàn lẹ́nu jù ni pé President Buhari ẹ̀ rí i pé láti 1993 yẹn gbogbo àwọn láti 1998 gbogbo àwọn tó ṣe president wọn ò tiẹ̀ súnmọ́ ṣe bí.
àtẹ̀tánjọ wá láti ìlú kan náà.
ṣe bí President Ọbásanjọ́.
náà mo ní àtẹ̀tánjọ wá láti ìlú kan náà.
Òwu ni Ọbásanjọ́.
Bákùrà ni
Moshood Abiola. BBHS ni wọ́n jọ lọ.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
so wọ́n mọ̀ra wọn. wọn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ara wọn. kò dẹ̀ sẹ́ni tí ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ ara wọn tó kọjá Ọbásanjọ́. òun ni mo fi sọ níbì kan pé tá a bá ń wá enemy of Nigeria tó ga jù tẹ́ ẹ bá fún mi láyè kí n sọ Ọbásanjọ́ ni.
ìyẹn ò dọjọ́ mi.
nígbà tí mo jẹ.
ìyẹn ò dọjọ́ mi o Mọ̀ṣúdì àti June 12 ẹja sọ lónìí.
òun náà ni tí mo jẹ president campaign for democracy ní 2000 èmi ni head of civil society tó kọ́kọ́ visit Ọbásanjọ́ l'Abuja.
kí lè á lọ.
I brought the matter up ẹ ti débẹ̀ nísìnyí náà tẹ̀gbọ́n-tàbúrò lẹ́yìn àtẹni kí la tó ń jà lé lórí ẹ declare ó bú mi débi pé.
ó bú yín ní official kínní.
Yorùbá ló fi bú mi.